And welcome back to the channel, everybody. And today, well, the next 2 days, we are going to be driving my 2008 Crown Victoria Police Interceptor on a mission from God to make it to St. Louis, Missouri, to our friend's house in St. Jacob, Illinois. And this thing has 99,000 miles on it, and it is amazing. It has been perfect since I've owned it. I put about 4,000 miles on it, maybe 5, and it drives great. Got new tires, got a full service. This thing should be perfect and make it, but there's a chance because she's old that she does not make it, because it is really hot once I start getting through Arizona and Texas, Oklahoma, and especially once I get to St. Louis and all the humidity kicks in. It will be really hot. We'll see if this thing can handle it. Got the air conditioning recharged, so we should be fine. But if it doesn't, you're gonna get to come along with me on this ride and adventure, and if it does, we're gonna get to experience some cool sights and some fun times, and I'm gonna video the whole thing. So let's go ahead and get this started and jump on the road. 2,000 miles.
Exit on the interstate. Take a 2-week, 2-lane getaway.
Alright, so we have gone about, looks like almost 150, 180 miles so far. I'll show you the technology I've got going on. I've got the radar detector with the dash cam, which is the Cobra Road Scout. That thing is awesome. Move from car to car, handles the radar, has an app that goes with it that tells me if I'm speeding. This thing is great, and I set it to let me know when I'm going 10 miles an hour over, just so I can be a little bit careful while I'm watching for the highway patrol, which I've seen several so far, and nothing more than a wave, so that was good. I've got the CB radio, I've got the GMRS radio, I've got a full-blown weather map. Here's why: this car does not have a temperature gauge. So the way I tell temperature is I touch out here, and the reason why that's important to me is I'm going through some potential weather, maybe a little bit of storming at some point in the Midwest, so it's nice to know ahead of time if I can go around it, because some of the stuff in places like Oklahoma are ridiculous. I got caught in that last time, and it was downright terrifying. Unlike anything I've ever seen before. The sheets of water covering over the windshield where you got to pull over because you literally can't see. So I like to be able to know what's going on, plus to know the temperature that I'm dealing with out there and how the car is performing. So far it's performing perfectly. It's 84 degrees where I'm at right now, so it's relatively cool. But of course, as I get into Arizona and some of the hotter states, that's going to rapidly jump to triple digits, and we'll see how this thing fares. I have a contingency plan, which is a pretty loose and unreliable one, but if this thing takes a dive, my wife says to leave it where it lies, and leave the keys in it, and wish whoever finds it the best. And I said no. I will tow it to the nearest shop to get it fixed and to stay the night there, or depending on if it's a catastrophic breakdown, then I would just have it shipped, and I'd figure it out, get it towed and dropped off at Wild Rose 911 where I bought it, and he's prepared to take it in, and I'd rent a car and continue the drive, or if I'm near an airport, jump on a plane and fly. So I am prepared for any event, but I just think this thing's going to do great. So far, so good. It's running nice and cool. The gas mileage is outstanding. But like I said, so far, so good, folks. So we'll go another couple hundred miles. I'll jump back on, and we'll talk about some of the things that I love about this Crown Vic and why you may want to consider getting one. Sometimes it's one of those things. We are in Needles, California. It's 101 degrees. So we're in triple digits. I knew it would happen. So far, knock on wood, the car is running like a top. So we're doing good. Great on gas. So far, so good. Saw 4 cops so far. Actually, 4 alerts. I think 2 or 3 cops with the radar detector. So that thing is a huge help. What I'm finding is K, not as reliable. KA, every time has been a cop. K tends to be those little radar stands they put in the middle of the road or other stuff, but I'm still taking it seriously because California Highway Patrol has no sense of humor and gives no breaks. Alright, we've got the first a-hole behind me in a van, swerving like a maniac. This should be interesting. Look at this clown. Wow. And the winds are huge, so we may see him rolled over in a couple miles. Unreal. That was waving like a maniac. People are crazy. We're passing the Colorado River. And another X-Band. This is the dude in the van that I was talking about. 300,000 mile van. This dude was boogieing.
Don't put that shit out there. The police gonna be looking.
No. You're safe. You're safe. You're good. You're good. He thought I was a cop the whole way, right? You were all nervous?
Well, I usually don't be nervous because when you drive, what do you see? When you look, I don't even see the cars. I do not.
Oh, you're just going, dude.
Well, no. I drive by the lines. If you in that driver's seat.
Yeah.
If you know that it's a car over here, I'm always, if it's a car over here, that tire is right by that line.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna do it. I don't even look over there. If you can come all the way over the line and all the way over here, it's false. Somebody gonna see it. So when I get over, people get over like this. I'll be like the car, get over, go to the line and turn.
Yeah.
It will be straight on.
No, you had it handled. So my radar detector's going off constantly too. So I passed 4 cops, and thank God that's stopped.
Yeah, I see him.
So that's the
Never just pull you over and mess with you?
Newport Beach cop yelled at me.
Yeah.
Most cops are pretty cool.
Yeah. I was gonna say, it's not a cop all over. I mean, so.
Yeah.
I actually drive safe too.
No,
because
you're
usually
good.
I pass, I would say aggressively, but I pass with intent. I don't do that. And when I pass, I don't look back. And whoever get behind me, they be like, okay, I see what he's doing, because they be like, okay, we going straight. You ever heard of the Smith system? When I used to drive trucks all over this shit too.
Yeah.
We used to use the Smith's driving technique. You gotta see everything. You gotta leave yourself out. You know, all of these little things. It's like breathing. It's like when I get on the freeway, I'm reading a book the whole time. I can talk. My eyes never leave the field.
Yeah.
And you cannot drive with this peripheral. You know how people just drive right in front of. I be like, y'all can't see all of them lights getting red. All of the lights getting red. Everybody hit.
Hey, wait! I'll race you to the next city.
I don't race. I drive like this.
Hey, you stay safe. You are a pro, man.
Yes, sir.
Right on, dude. Take care.
So shall you.
All right.
And
I'll stay out of the way. I'll stay out of the way. I promise.
I appreciate your spirit right now. Feel the sun?
Yes. Yeah.
Now, this is where the rubber meets the road. We're disconnected by our head, so most time when I talk, I close my eyes. We're connected right here in the soul. That's what connects people. This here is like a dirty oil filter. Out. You'd be like, no, I didn't mean this. You know how you autofill? I didn't mean no type that. That's what the brain does.
Right.
The soul, that's the one that woke us up and feel the sun. That shit say, that's your brother right there. He said, that's your human neighbor. Don't you want the best for him? Hope he wants the best for you. Hey, I receive you, and thank you for letting me know that.
Right on, dude.
Hey, but thank you for letting me know that your shit was picking me up, so I gotta calm down. I ain't in love.
I got you, dude.
Hey, I end up in picture looking like you was doing too much.
Hey, drive safe. I'll see you on the road.
Yes, sir.
All right, take care.
That's awesome.
Meet the coolest people on the road. That's why I drive, everybody. Oh, let's go take a peek. All right, we are back on the road. We're in Franconia, Arizona. It's 99 degrees. Everything is going great. Met a awesome guy at the gas station. I'm sure you enjoyed that interaction. That was the dude in the white van that was flying. But awesome to meet him. And you know, no hard feelings, man. I was going too slow. He was going too fast. And in the end, we still made friends. All right, let's keep driving, and we'll talk about this Crown Vic in a second. So that car right there, full of people who pulled up alongside of me, laughing their rears off. And that's pretty much what happens on the road when I'm driving the cop car. But especially right now, they come up behind me and think that it's a cop. And when they see it's not a cop, they either drive by smiling and laughing or have this horrible, angry look on their face. And I completely understand it, because I'd do exactly the same thing. Is that my buddy in the van up there? No way. Is that him? Let's see. Let's go find out. Got a state trooper up here. This will be the test. Here we go. Well, he didn't even care. And now here comes another one. There he is in my mirror. See if he cares. He doesn't even care. Nobody cares. See Newport Beach cop? Nobody cares. It's a cop car. That's awesome. See you, dude. There's my buddy in the white van again. That guy is great. He caught me and passed me, and I was way ahead of him. Look at him riding that truck up there. This guy's great. Check him out. This guy is nuts, man. He's all over the road. Oh! Look who's back. Look who's back. Hey. This dude's following me all the way across the country. That's great. This is crazy. We're in New Mexico now. Coming up on Albuquerque at about 30 miles, and it's raining. It's raining. It's been like 100 degrees plus all the way through Arizona and even New Mexico, and then, oh, here we are. Got some rain.
Keep right onto New Mexico 45 south, then turn right. At the light, turn right onto Island Road Northwest.
So forgive the lighting. I made it to Albuquerque. I'm parked in the hotel parking lot. I picked the best of the worst hotel options in town, which is pretty terrifying. Albuquerque is a different place. Just if you haven't been here, no need to come visit. I'll give you a heads up. Skip it. My wife told me that. Now, I'm sure there's nice areas, but I have not been able to find those nice areas. But let's jump right in and wrap this video up with what I love about this car. Other than the fact that it made it on the drive perfectly. This thing was smooth as silk, no issues whatsoever. Just what a pleasure and a dream to drive. Almost 1,000 miles. I think I only went through 2 tanks of gas, maybe a little bit more, and I just filled up again for tomorrow's trip. So I'm thinking it's going to take 4 tanks of gas. It takes the cheap gas, 86, 87 octane, so that's awesome. So you save a little bit of money there. On top of that, when I bought the car, I had read about the car on the website that the dealership has. And you can go to Wild Rose, I think it's Wild Rose 911, just Google Wild Rose 911, you can read all this stuff, but hopefully all this is true because it's pretty awesome. So let me go ahead and read what they shared about this car, which might provoke you to be as interested in one of these things as as I was and am. So we put, and I'll put some pictures up, why the Crown Victoria is so strong. Here's what he did. We cut a Crown Victoria in half so you can see how strongly built they are. The bottom sill is double skinned with reinforced honeycomb tubing running through it. Then it has a box chassis steel frame as well. All of that has to be crushed or bent to intrude or penetrate the passenger compartment, making the design 5 times stronger than the modern single-skinned, no-frame unibody design. This is why the Crown Victoria Police Interceptor weighs 4,300 pounds. With all this extra strength and reinforcement, even all the doors have side impact collision tubular bars. So that's awesome. And also, this car has, whoops, people are next to me. This car has I believe it's a 70 or 75 mile an hour crash test rating, off-center crash test rating. And I'll see if I can find a video and play it right now while I'm talking, where this thing can get hit from the rear on the side of the road, parked by a 75 or 70 mile an hour driving car, and whoever's in this car, they might get beat up, but they're going to survive, and that is awesome, which is another reason why these things are awesome if you want your kid to have a first car and not be in a Toyota Corolla or something. Get them one of these things, and this thing with 100,831 miles is still running great. It will probably go to 250,000 miles or more if I just continue to take care of it as it's been taken care of. He also listed why these are very practical for all drivers, teens and adults, and I'll share these with you. They're far safer in a high-speed test than comparably priced economy car. 5-star rating when crash tested at 75 miles an hour, so I was right. Fuel efficiency is higher than most SUVs, so your gas money goes further. Rated at 22 miles the gallon. Makes a great graduation gift, he said. Okay, that's maybe makes some kids happy. Plenty of back seat and trunk space for equipment, for road trips, for sure. I'm doing that now, and I have tons of luggage. Wife forgot a bunch of stuff. It all fits in the back perfectly, along with a spare tire and a full-size jack and everything. Easy and cheap to maintain, lower repair bills, very dependable and reliable. You can comfortably fit 5 adults and can fit 3 car seats in the back seat. And the sticker price is similar to a used economy car, several times safer. Safety features include box chassis, steel reinforced frame, reinforced steel bumpers with emergency shock absorbers, emergency side impact bars for collision protection, passenger airbags, anti-skid, anti-lock brakes, traction control. So that's pretty cool. But then the next page, the part that got me interested in this thing even more, was when I read this part, and I'll share this last part with you. The Crown Victoria Police Interceptor, specially designed for law enforcement, has a high-speed package containing a high-performance engine with twin-cam, multi-point injected V8, and a high-performance computer. The 4-speed electronic transmission has an extra capacity, limited slip, and high ratio rear end. Ventilated rims on these police cars are 1 inch wider than standard to force air onto the brakes for cooling, which is essential for stopping power at high speeds. The suspension pocket has high-performance front and rear sway bars with heavyweight suspension bushings. The P71 Crown Victoria Police Interceptor has NASCAR quality, fully capable front suspension that can be dialed in for high-performance driving. Our retired police cruisers have 120 amp alternators and external aircraft quality engine coolers, 2 transmission coolers, a double fan radiator cooling system, and of course a heavy duty radiator. So that is why these things last forever, because heat kills motors, and having all that cooling is why this thing ran all the way here through all that heat perfectly well, and hopefully tomorrow it'll do the same thing. So lots of really cool features, and for 10-12 grand for a good condition one, you can't beat it. You can't get anything else comparable. If you want an old beater with 150, 200,000 miles on it, that's kind of beat up, but will still run for tons and tons of miles, you can get them for $5,000, $6,000, and what a fun car. Stick a push bumper on the front. Most teenagers' first accidents, a rear end collision, like my daughter's when she crashed into my Lamborghini. She was driving one of these things. Obviously, nothing's going to happen to this thing. At least you only end up having to fix the other person's car, and you know that your kid's safe. So I think these things are awesome. I'm enjoying it, and so far so good, folks. So tomorrow I'll film the trip the rest of the trip there and see if anything exciting happens and maybe get another video up tomorrow night. But this one hopefully will be up tonight and you all will get to see the first leg of the trip. So with that said, please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.